Good YouTubing, everybody. Thanks for stopping by and checking out this review. And as always, we'd like to thank our viewers and our subscribers, because without you, we're not us. So let's take a look at McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Tempest. This is from Titan Rebirth, and it's available at places like Big Bad Toy Store and Earth Entertainment. But right now, guys, let's go ahead and roll them off the stand, and let's get started. Okay, so to scale him up, we'll do Beast Boy, just because he's a kind of a smaller guy, but he is rather tall, as you can see, on Tempest. And we'll also do Darkseid, just to give you that height and bulkiness toward the figure. That way you can get a look and see how they match up. It looks like Beast Boy's bigger, looks like Tempest is smaller scale. Not too many scales I can go with them with other ones to make him look even better than what he is, but having the fact that you can see Darkseid, the tall, and Beast Boy there, I think that's enough to show the size comparison so far. But correct me if I'm wrong, but there you have it. Okay, here's the packaging. You can see it there in the DC Multiverse packaging by McFarlane Toys. This is nothing new. We've seen this many times before. We might not be seeing it again, but you see the action figure in the base with the traditional background with the blue. You can see some stuff in the blue in the back, right? We've seen that many times before. You're gonna have your action figure base stuck to that, and you'll have the trading card as well, plastic to that backgrounding, right? In that background. And if you also look at the accessories and things like that, this is something that they do all the time. We're never new to this. If you haven't ever seen these figures, you would be new. But for most of us, we know exactly what to expect out of a casing like this. And if you flip it over to the side, you can see the DC Multiverse Tempest Titan Rebirth, right? Nothing wild there. And if you look on the other side panel, you'll get the DC Multiverse Tempest, and also have some sayings there on the corner. But the most part, what you're looking at, you're seeing the Tempest, and you're seeing the side window that's open. So you get a side view, as you don't get in the other side, right? And if you look on the top side, you're gonna notice you'll have an odd kind of a ceiling opening, just to look down on the figure from the box. But basically, this is very basic, very traditional, nothing new that we have not seen before. And if you flip it over to the back side, you're gonna see the trading card in that blown up fashion. That's what McFarlane is known for doing for the trading cards. And if you wanna read the bio without opening the trading card, what you do is you just go ahead and take that photo and look it up what it is and just check it out online, and you can read it there and just keep those in mint condition. But for me, that'll do it for the packaging. Okay, so I said that'll do it for the packaging. I always say that at the end, but it's really not. So what else with the packaging? As you can see, it's there. Looking at the trading card and the action figure base, plus that blue background that McFarlane is known for. When he goes on Comic-Con, he has that. You can stand in it. It's pretty cool. But if you look back there, you can see the card, how it's laminated. I would keep that in mint condition. That way you can check it out online. The action figure base, I'm not really too worried about. I'm not a fan of it. I don't know if you've watched my videos in the past, but you've noticed that I've never cared for the McFarlane stand. It doesn't serve a purpose for me. But the traditional boxing we see, that's nothing new there. I like to see something new with McFarlane going out with a bang, being that he's moving on to other things. It'd be nice to see. But there is inside the packaging. Just wanted to show that, and you can see it there, and that will do it. Okay, so let's take a look at the figure up close. Okay, I hope I got enough lighting out. I'm sure I do. In different angles, you can see that there. That should be enough. I can kind of tweak him back some to give you a backdrop of some angle there, right? So you see that? Okay, and I can also do the same here. That way we got a little bit of back lighting toward the front. Okay, so you can see it here. So the figure itself, in hand, it's great. I mean, it feels solid. And then if you look at the head, you're not seeing too much on that. I mean, you got this basic plastic here, and then you got these grooves in the mouth, nose, chin, and the eyes. You got the eyebrows, and you just start painting on the gashes by his eyes and the goatee, right? Okay, of course, the hair is in a mold. You smooth it out, black, touch it up with some blue accent, right? That's nothing new there. If you go to the eyes, you can see they're painted very well, right? Let's get there, see if I get it closer. This lighting, there you go. See that eye? That's looking pretty good. So all that's great. You're looking at silver touching here. I think it's rather tacky on some of the parts because when I'm looking at it face to face here, you do have the, I guess that's the strap, it's silver. That looks good here. You can see that. But then you wrap it over, you go to the backpack. That's what I call it. And then you can see that that is all connected very smoothly. This actually has a nice shine to it. It's very metallic. So that's pretty cool itself, right? You do see the scales going down the back there, right? And you also see some designs on the ribs here, right? You see the tattoos here. Tattoos there going in the arm, right? Very basic. And then you see it goes all the way down into the middle of the figure of the diaper. And you got some silver touching accents, right? Nice little work here. They did some nice touching with the silver after they carved up a little bit. And then you might have a little bit of PC. Nope, no PC plastic. So PVC plastic's not there because the diaper was carved and they painted the part that they carved on the diaper silver and the scale of it green all the way up flowing to the chest, right? We do see that. There goes your blue side there. You're going to go ahead and glaze that and outline it with some silver, as you can see there, right? We got that. Both sides looking nice. Same here. Fold around to the butt. You see it. Not bad. Back's the same way. And you see those tattoos all along. Okay. And all the purple legs are painted purple. Nothing new there. We got it. That's kind of a midnight purple, I think. Right? And then the feet themselves, they are paint. They have a little gray where the hinges are. And then your midnight purple's there as well. You can see that. Let me show you that. See that sock? That's gray. Midnight purple shoe. Gray where the hinges. Okay. So the appearance of the figure, it's okay. Not really a fan at all. I mean, let me know in the comments. Are you a fan? Look at this. Let me slow it down. You got here, here, and here, and then here. Are you a fan? Let me know. Okay, and that will do it for the appearance. Okay, so let's take a look at the accessories. There's not much. You only have effects. Your electric effect, flame effect, whatever you like to call it. McFarlane has done many of these, and they were great at first, but they started getting too repetitive, in my opinion. I do like the effects, but they were real repetitive because they were put on so many different characters. It didn't seem like it was personal. It seems like he was just throwing them in there just to get them on there. So for me, let's take a look at the effects. Okay, we've seen this many times before on the effects. I mean, you're looking at blue there, right? We're looking at blue blobs of, it's just blue blobs right there, right? Just a lot of stuff crunched together. You do have your translucent blue, so that's okay. But there you have it. You stick your arms and stuff in there. It fits nicely and snug around. He can also do some swing punches with it. But there you have it. Very basic translucent plastic. It does connect in certain ways. Got a very, very hard PVC. But that's it. There's nothing basic. There's nothing really crazy about that. You're not wowed by this. Yeah, it's nice that they do it. But are you wowed by it? No. So you get two of those. We could take a look at the other one. I mean, it's not that much better being that it's smaller. There you go. So you're looking at the smaller version, right? There you have it. Fits on the wrist, arm, whatnot. And there's your translucent. Put some lighting to this, it'll make it better. But what we're seeing here, this is it. It's almost like McFarlane saying, hey, I'm losing the line. I'm just going to push stuff out and get this material working or what. I don't know if he reuses it for anything else, but this, it's okay. Okay. Now that will do it for the accessories. He has nothing else on the figure. I mean, he just has what we showed you in appearance. You see how he looks, hair. I mean, it's just nothing really to him. Very basic. A couple of details here and there, sculpts are okay, but I mean, we talked about that in the appearance, so that'll do it for the articulation. That'll do it for the accessories. Okay. Okay, so let's step into it. The POA, the points of articulation. We're going to take a look at the articulation, right? We know I usually go by it fast. We're not going to do that. Look at your lighting there. You see your guy? Yeah, you do. There he is. He's looking at the lights around him. They're all around him so we can see him well, right? Do we see him well? Great. Okay. Okay, so look, let's start with the head. Traditionally, we'll start with the head when it comes to articulation. For me, articulation should have great rotations, great, what do you call that? Great leaning, like, leaning to the right, latches, or I can't think of the name for it, but they need to lean side to side. That's great on the head movement. So let's look for that. Are we going to get those? We'll start with the tilts. That's great, right? It's great. You have up. Okay, that's about enough you need. I mean, you can always pull off socket to get it higher if you like. All right. Then when you do have your rotations, that's going to be there very smoothly. So limitations on this head, not quite. You have a few restrictions, but it's nothing that's going to take away from your posing, right? Okay, so we see that. There you have it. Let's go to the arms. You're looking at arm sockets or in ball and sockets, right? Those latches that you see, they're in ball and sockets. So they're the ones that fit inside, and they're also the one that latches. As you can see, you can rotate them. You see it carefully, very nice. Rotate them, and you can move them the way you like. It's called manipulation, right? You got that? Manipulate it. You can do that. Aha, you broke the arm. Yes, that's pretty nice. Glad to have that. And also, what does well with that, we know that's in a ball and socket. So we see that with the latch system. That latch system is on a ball, and the pit itself is in a socket. So we do call that a ball and socket, right? Oh, earthquake. Okay, so you're looking at the bicep there. You're gonna have that bicep swivel. You can do many things with that, because with the bicep swivel, you can tend to put them in poses and do things that you would see on the comments, right? So the bicep swivel is nice. If there's ever a time you're rotating a bicep swivel and it is stuck, you should get to one of my tips. I'll show you guys later in some video. Don't know which video it is, but I'll show you. You put your blow dryer on the arm and you blow dry it. That way you don't affect the paint, affect the plastic, or any of that nature, and you can get it loose to be able to flow with this smoothly like I did here, right? I have a tutorial on that about the blow dryers. It's amazing. Okay, so we know that the mechanics in the shoulders on both sides. That's a 2-time thing. So let's look at the arms. The arms are on double jointed. We love that. Double jointed out. Same on both sides, right? Okay. So we know, we would say we would know, but we don't have any extra hands. No extra hands. No punch hands or nothing like that, which is kind of a bummer to me. Where are your punch hands? So your hands could be retractable or replaceable, but you're looking at this very, very ugly. You can see it. You see that cut? I mean, I guess that could be okay because the palm looks good, but that 2 mechanism thing here, you see that mechanism, the 2-piece mechanism, that needs to be dealt with, because this what crumbles and breaks easy, and that's a wrap. We want to go with your 2 traditional latches. I think that's what makes it better and last longer if you're putting these figures in these poses, right? Not bad. So you see that it has a rotation and it has its own lever, right? The latch, kind of a latch. It's really not a latch. It's 2 pieces connected into a pivot, like a pinpoint, right? You see that? So it still works decent, but that will corrode over time. If you're messing with those kinds of components, you will have an issue. That's being said. But it's nice when it's great. But once they start moving around and get brittle and cracked, that's a wrap on those. Okay, got it? And that's gonna be the same on both sides. So let's look at the sternum of the figure. The sternum. You see the top part here, which would be the lower sternum? You're gonna have some rotations there. Most likely on a ball and socket, but they're smooth. It's nothing that you're forcing. You could do very well with that. That's good. We like that. So if you look at the break of the diaper, also, if there's a break of the diaper that's noticeable, that means you have rotations in your waist, right? That's very good. Very nice. Okay, so you got rotations in the waist and you have motions up on the top. So that's great on movement as well. We do like that. So let's look at the legs there. The legs will fly out and they will be on what I call click flies. You can call them anything you like. I call them click flies because you see those lines there? Those lines are going to click every time you move. Click, 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 and they fly out, right? There you go. That's why I call it that. So let's check out the legs. We're going to do the one leg, because that's what we got. That's going to be at your... This could be double jointed. The only reason why it's not, because it has the mechanics. If you look at the knees, those are the mechanics. It's because the fin's in the way, and that's just what it is. The fin is in the way for it to be double jointed and make it smooth, right? So you have that right there. That's what you got. It's still not bad, right? Okay, so that's same on both sides of the legs, right? We're good on that so far. Are we good? Okay, so let's go to the feet. The feet are going to be on a rocker system. So it's a ball joint here, and then they also, it's very strange because the ball joint's there, but you see this? That's how it can rock. See how the shoe's going over the rock there? Look. Let me put his foot down. See that? Rocking. It's rocking. It's rocking. You see it rocking. There it is. Rocking. So, yes, the feet are on rockers, and they're on lat system of your own. Once you have them spread out the same way, boom, lat system, right? You got it. And then your pivot in the toe is always going to be there. You'll need that. And that's the same on both sides. So, guys, in a nutshell, this is your figure. Okay? All right. That's going to do it for the points of articulation. Okay, for the pros and cons, I'm not really impressed with this figure. It's something that I would like to add to my collection, but it is okay. I mean, you do have the silver touches on this back, nice armor there. You do have some of that lacing around his waist and other places of that nature. You do have the stripes. Also, the hair is fine. The black on the legs, kind of a blackish midnight color, is okay. He does have the articulation hidden nicely. And if you look at him here on front, I mean, he just has a scale going through the top where his chest is, and then down the middle, straight down the middle from his abs to the middle of the figure, right? To the diaper. And that's just kind of a terrible job. You're looking at a blue with some wash to it. It's not that great. The facial features of the character, you do have some scars on his face, goatee, the hair looks nice, the tattoos look nice on the arms. Other than that, he doesn't have a gauntlet, he doesn't have a weapon of some sort, a knife or what do you call it? Some kind of a knife, something short like that, maybe a slight sword, but it doesn't have that. He has these bogus translucent effects that we see many times. For McFarlane, that's fixing to be leaving DC, you would think he would come out with a bang. Well, this is not one of them. So for me, I'm gonna have to go with the 3 out of 5 stars. Guys, let me know what your stars are. And you guessed it, you could get it at BigBagToyStore.com. Just check out BigBagToyStore.com. So what are you waiting for? Check them out. And this brings us to the end of our video. If you found the video informational, or you just simply enjoyed watching, please hit the like, comment, share, and subscribe button. And as always, this has been another toy review. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.